my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I am going to be talking about The Angel Experiment by James Patterson, and this is book 1 in the Maximum Ride series. So, like Tide and the Pendragon Adventure and a few other series, this is a series that my mom actually introduced me to when I was sick. And from the moment I started reading it, I fell in love with it. And I would easily read these books in one sitting. Because despite the length, they are a pretty fast read. The chapters are really short, only a couple pages each, which I like. Because I personally don't like leaving off in the middle of a chapter. When I stop reading for a period of time, I like to stop after a chapter. So this book helped me out with that a lot because, hey, I only have half a page until the next chapter. So I love this book, and I love the characters in the book, and it's amazing. So this story follows a girl named Max and her friends. They were all experiments in this facility called the school. They are experiments, and they are only 98% human. The other 2% makes a huge difference. 2% of their DNA is avian DNA, which gives them a pair of awesome wings, and they can fly. So for a big part of their childhood, they grew up in this school facility, and their lives were a living hell. The scientists there, which they called white coats, basically experimented on them and did all this horrible crap to them, and their lives were crap. Until one day, a white coat took pity on them and busted them out of the school, and took them into the middle of nowhere and raised them, taught them how to fly, taught them how to fight, and just taught them to be free. And they've been free from the school for the past 4 years. So there's 6 of them total. Max is the oldest, followed by Fang, Iggy, Nudge, the Gas Man, and Angel. And out of all of them, only the Gas Man and Angel are biologically related. Everyone else, not so much. But they all see each other as family because they had to go through this hell. And they're a flock. They are a family. And 2 years after they are busted free, Jeb, the white coat who saved them, vanishes. So they assume the school hunted him down and killed him. So now, the past 2 years, they've been on their own. And things are going pretty well, all things concerning, until the erasers, which are another form of experiment that the school had perfected. They are wolf-human hybrids. They're basically like Hollywood werewolves. They can change into this freaky human wolf thing. And they are basically the policemen of the school, the security guards, and the executioners. They find the flock and they kidnap Angel, so they want to rescue her. And all this chaos ensues. So we switch points of view a lot more. From Max's point of view, it's from the first person. From any other point of view, it's the third person. So we switch bit, especially when the flock is separated. Sometimes we're going to Angel's point of view to see what's going on with her at the school. Sometimes we're at Max's point of view. For a while, sometimes we're at Iggy and Gasman's point of view, and sometimes from Nudge and Fang's point of view. So we see what everyone is kind of doing a bit when they're separated, which I like. But for a big majority of the book, it is Max's point of view, because she's the main character. She is the leader of the flock. And I love Max. I think she is a witty narrator. She's amusing, and all the flock are amusing. And it's awesome. And I highly recommend this book to anyone. So, gonna go into some minor spoilers right now, so if you do not like spoilers, I suggest you click away now and come back after you read the book. And we find out that Jeb is alive, he had gone back to the school, and he reveals to Max that her whole purpose, that she was created to save the world. And of course she's like, yeah, that's funny. That's real funny. I'm a 14-year-old bird kid, what are you thinking? So she doesn't believe Jeb for a second. She, as well as the rest of the flock, feel betrayed that he went back to this hellhole that basically made their lives a hell, and they feel lied to. So they manage to bust out of the school, and they go to New York. Angel had overheard, because she can read minds, that there is kind of a branch of the school in New York called the Institute, and they have records of the flocks, like birth parents and everything, because they have parents. They weren't just test tube babies. And the flock want to know who they are, who their parents are, whether they were given up by their parents or if they were taken. They want to know. So they go to New York to try and find this institute and get their files. And while they're looking for the institute, Max is getting these horrible headaches, and she starts to have a voice in her head, which makes her think she's going insane and that she's going to expire soon. Because apparently a lot of the experiments aren't really successful in the school. The most successful they've had were the flock and the erasers, which are the wolf-human hybrids. And the flock, they're the longest living life forms that the school has created. The racers, they only live like 4 or 5 years, and then they kind of just die. So the flock doesn't know if they have expiration dates too, or what. So Max is terrified that she is gonna die soon, since she is the oldest of the flock. But this voice, it speaks in riddles. It's trying to, like, lead the way for her. And whenever Max tries to ask it questions, it never answers her, which frustrates her, and it makes me laugh out loud when I read that. And they keep running into erasers as they are trying to do this. It's terrifying. Max thinks it's the chip in her arm that's leading the erasers to her, because she finds out there's a chip in her arm due to a really nice vet who takes care of her after she gets shot. So they managed to get their files, but a lot of it is coded. And they managed to find some addresses, which are all in Washington, D.C. So that's their next stop. And they now have a dog that Angel is like, nope, we're keeping him. So they're on their way to D.C., and hopefully they're going to find their parents. They don't know what to expect, and yeah. Lots of stuff going on, lots of action, and it's awesome. I'm definitely going to keep rereading this series because it is amazing. And yeah, that's it for this book review, and I will see you guys next time.